So now we're moving to the next part of the program. I'm very happy to introduce you the 3 research centers who will actually join forces and kick off the bilateral research cooperation. From Helmholtz in Germany, we have the Research Center FZ Jülich, the UFZ Helmholtz Center for Environmental Research, and from Israel, Volcani Center, the Agriculture Research Organization. So please welcome our first speaker, Professor Wolfgang Marquardt, the Vice President of the Helmholtz Association, Chairman of the Board of Directors, FZ Jülich. Please.
It's my pleasure to be part of today's meeting to revive the collaboration plans of Helmholtz and Volcani Center. A very warm welcome on behalf of the leadership of Forschungszentrum Jülich. This joint undertaking between Helmholtz and Volcani Center enjoys our strongest attention. We are all committed to make this effort a success. The transition from a fossil-based to a bio-based economy, while accounted for the constrained resources of our planet and continuing to produce sufficient food for a growing world population in changing climate, is the key challenge for our and future generations. Forschungszentrum Jülich has therefore identified bioeconomy as one of its strategic research areas. With its interdisciplinary research on biological systems and biogeosystems, our scientists make important contributions to the scientific foundation for a sustainable bioeconomy and to the translation of research results into practice. Our research covers the sustainable production of food, of biological energy carriers, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, and materials by plant and microbial processes or principles. It aims at the sustainable use of natural resources, in particular of soil and water, and it emphasizes the quantitative analysis and optimization of circular material and energy flows. The Plant Sciences Institute develops sustainable solutions utilizing plants and plant biomass as raw materials, in particular, innovative use and production concepts, as well as state-of-the-art sensing and automation technologies from the laboratory to the field, ground-based and airborne, are under investigation. The trans and multidisciplinary research on resource utilization, efficiency, and sustainability has always been strongly relying on alliances with diverse scientific partner institutions, both locally and internationally. The Agrosphere Institute focuses on the development of management and adaptation strategies to cope with climate and land use changes. The development of these strategies is, however, hampered by our limited ability to predict states and fluxes in terrestrial systems at scales which are relevant for land use management. This scientific and technical challenge constitutes the main target of the research activities of the Institute. The sustainable production of crops and raw biomass is a cornerstone of future bio-based economy, and it is an overarching and common theme that unifies the scientific activities at Forschungszentrum Jülich and Volcani Center. Discovery-oriented research and the development of technologies in plant sciences, agrogeosciences, and biotechnology link science and engineering with digitalization in both institutions. The topics selected for collaborative research work and agreed on in the Memorandum of Understanding between Forschungszentrum Jülich and Volcani Center are improving water and nutrient efficiencies in agricultural systems, the sustainable use of water and soil resources, crop improvement, crop protection and phenotyping in a dynamic environmental change. These topics set the stage for the scientists at both of our institutions to join efforts in order to achieve new insights and generate new understanding which lead to innovative technological breakthroughs. The exploitation of scientific progress for economic, ecological, and societal innovation is key to overcome the societal challenges ahead of us. I wish this endeavor all the best and a bright future, and the scientists involved success and fun in their collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Marquardt. We will continue with Professor Georg Teutsch, Scientific Director of the Helmholtz Center for Environmental Research. Please, Professor Teutsch.
Good afternoon. My name is Georg Teutsch. I'm the Scientific Director of the UFZ, the Helmholtz Center for Environmental Research here in Leipzig, Germany. And it is my pleasure to express our interest in intensifying the collaboration with our friends from the Volcani Center in Israel in the field of agriculture innovation and adaptation to climate change, the subject of today's workshop. Let me be more specific. There is no doubt in the scientific community and throughout most of the reasonable people worldwide that climate change is taking place at an increasing rate or increasing pace, affecting all aspects of our lives already today. Even in places which are supposedly spared from dramatic changes like Germany, we could see and feel already dramatic changes like the number of extreme events, heat, droughts, and storms, heavy rains, like in 2018, 2019, and 2020 again. We are expecting that the irrigated land in Germany will increase from less than 3% today to more than 80% in about 30 to 50 years. And this will, of course, dramatically change the agro-system and also the water management, in other words, the water system, the water cycle. Consequently, we are interested to work together with scientists from a country which had overcome the problem of scarcity, water scarcity in various sectors already some decades ago. The UFZ has world-class scientific expertise in the field of hydrology with the ability to produce robust future scenarios of water availability and subsequent impacts from local to regional and even global scale. This sets the stage for a series of exciting collaborations which will be presented today in the field of water movement and water management in soils and under semi-arid and arid conditions by Professor Vogel. It sets the stage for innovative sensor technologies and monitoring in all fields related to soil and land coverage. This is not an extra presentation, but an important subject in the UFZ. And with respect to sustainable solutions for the energy transformation, we need also to meet the mitigation targets set for 2050. That is, we are interested, and this is the consequence, in the valorization of agricultural waste streams for the production of fuels and chemicals by microbial and electrochemical conversion. And this subject is presented by Professor Harnisch in the workshop today as well. I do wish the participants fruitful discussions and good productivity and look forward to the outcome of this workshop. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you. We're also looking forward to see the outcomes of this workshop. Our next speaker is Professor Vinnie Alstein, Project Coordinator from Volcani Center. Please.
Thank you very much, Hagit, and thanks very much to our colleagues from ULICH and UFZ for the effort to establish the collaboration, which we are mostly happy and enthusiastic to carry out together. Agricultural innovation and adaptation to climate change was chosen as the area for collaboration based on the global importance and the large volume of research that is being carried out in both Helmholtz institutes as well as at Volcani. Volcani, or ARO, Agricultural Research Organization, carries out over 120 projects on the effect of climate changes and adaptation to climate change of different crops and the effect on the environment. As Professor Feinerman indicated, Israel is a natural laboratory because of the different climatic regions, soils, precipitation, etc., which enables growth of a large variety of crops under varying conditions. Nearly 60% of Israeli land is considered arid or semi-arid, so there is no wonder that we put a lot of emphasis to study those topics. In the course of the correspondence and discussions that we had with ULICH and UFZ, we came up with 6 areas which can serve as a basis for collaboration. Sustainable use of water and soil resources, improving water and nutrient efficiencies in agricultural systems, crop improvement, valorization of agricultural waste streams, phenotyping in dynamic environmental changes, and crop protection. In the next few slides, I will cover those topics and will highlight some of the projects that are being carried out with respect to those areas of research. 2 of those topics will be covered by other colleagues from the Volcani. The first 2 topics on sustainable use of water and soil resources and improving water and nutrient efficiencies in agricultural systems is the main research topic of the Institute of Soil, Water and Environmental Sciences, which focuses on environmental and issues, physics and irrigation, as well as soil chemistry and plant nutrition. Research topics that are being carried out under, research projects under those 2 topics will be presented by Dr. Alon Bengal from this institute, who works in the southern branch of Volcani, the Gilat Center that focuses on agriculture at the edge of the desert. The second topic, crop improvement, is the focus of the studies in the Institute of Plant Sciences and a presentation on tolerance to abiotic stress, high temperatures, drought, and high salinity of various crops will be introduced by Dr. Ilan Levin, the former head of this institute. Valorization of agricultural waste stream is the main topic of a model farm that has been established a few years ago in the northern branch of Volcani, Neveya Research Center, that focuses on sustainable agriculture. Within this model farm, a laboratory that deals with waste to resource issues has been established, and the laboratory focuses on recovery of valuable resources from agricultural waste while minimizing emission of carbon. There are different topics and research projects that are studied in this lab. Some examples are conversion of waste to energy, conversion of waste to nutrients, conversion of waste to different materials, where waste sources are sewage, sludge, farm animal waste, food waste, agricultural waste, plastic, etc. And the products that are obtained on top of energy are fertilizers, biochar, animal feed, herbicides, antifungal compounds, etc., etc. Phenotyping in dynamic environmental changes is the focus of the Institute of Agricultural Engineering, where scientists focus on studies in the fields of sensing, robotics, information and mechanization, as well as environmental engineering. There are different approaches that are being used for phenotyping, such as spatial epidemiology, drone and satellite imaging, spectral reflectance in the visible and near infrared, spectral analysis and thermal images, artificial intelligence assisted visual phenotyping, etc., etc. And there are projects which focus on development of optical systems and algorithms for improved resolutions of the images obtained by the above approaches. The applications of the approaches that are being used are monitoring crop pathogen with interaction, crop water usage, early detection of abiotic stress and abiotic resilience, monitoring pathogen infestation, and this is to mention just a few. Last but not least is the crop protection topic, which is the focus of the Institute of Plant Protection, where entomologists, nematologists, chemists, plant pathologists, and weed research scientists focus on development of approaches and compounds to reduce the use of toxic pesticides and trying to find natural compounds and environment-friendly compounds that can eliminate the use of toxic pesticides. Wolfgang is a very special research institute, and Professor Feinerman mentioned that the studies span all the way from basic to applied research. We carry out a lot of multidisciplinary research projects. We integrate cut-edge technologies, and we carry out a lot of collaborations with the academia, nationally and internationally, with regional countries. And not less important is the collaboration with extension services, R&D regional centers, and farmers, which enable us to get information on emerging problems in agriculture and environment that needs to be solved. We welcome warmly and enthusiastically the forthcoming collaboration with ULICH and UFZ. And we envision that the collaboration will be synergistic and fruitful and will result in innovative solutions, technologies, protocols, and will help to cope with climate changes, which will be of great benefit to Germany, Israel, and could be scaled up worldwide. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Alstein, also Professor Teutsch and Professor Marquardt.